Hey, welcome to Overgrow the Radio. I'm Stickman, your host, and I'm here with my friend Maggie. Maggie is on her way cross country to join us in D.C. for our 420 protest at the Sylvan Theater. Hey Maggie, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm waking up, drinking coffee. I'm a night show. We usually do our show at night, so this is a little off for me. I just wanted to chat with you a little bit and see how your journey is going cross country.
Well, right now we're just getting ready to take off from Colorado and head towards Kentucky to pick up another person and a van to pick up the rest of the people from the East Coast and bring them to D.C.
Nice. And you started where?
In Olympia, Washington.
Wow.
My hometown.
I know last year, you remember, we had a couple at the hotel with us that came from Vancouver that passed up the Canadian event, the Fill the Hill event, to come to D.C. You know, they see the importance of being in D.C. I think you do, too.
Well, last year I took the train from Seattle to get to D.C., and I arrived in D.C. the day before the event, and not having a place to stay, I put a shout-out on the event page on Facebook and said, hey, anybody got a floor I can put my sleeping bag on? I'm here for the event. And sure enough, somebody was there to pick me up at the train station within a half an hour.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I think our world is like that.
It is.
We care about each other. We look out for each other.
I've been visiting patients across the country for the last 18 months, and I've been staying with the patients and getting to know them and their families and their communities. And it's been very enlightening to see. I think those of us that live in medical states like Washington and Colorado often are jaded because we take advantage of our environment that has grown around us, and it is beautiful.
Absolutely. I point out all the time, you know, when I started Overgrow, I actually had already moved to Colorado. And it's would have been very easy for me to be complacent here, to be a patient and have my quasi-legal status.
Right.
And feel safe and forget about the rest of the world. But in good conscience, I know, you know, I come from a prohibitionist state. And I know that I have friends and family there who are affected by this every single day. So, I mean, you're right. A lot of people do get very complacent. And those are the folks that you and I need to reach and get to be more active, because we do have, you know, we have a little more protection in medical states to where we can stand up and speak our mind and say, hey, feds, quit being jackasses. Hey, district attorney, you know, stand up for states' rights. I just read this morning the Supreme Court, I guess maybe yesterday, refused to hear the California case from 2007 about MMJ and states' rights.
Right.
Which could be good for us, because that basically says that states' rights are you know, supersede the federal law.
Right.
So, yeah, there's a lot of good things happening, and I think it's important, you know, in your journey across country and your stops, you know, that you and I and anyone who talk to folks in these states really encourage them, you know, to stand up. I know it's a scary thing when you're in one of those states to be an out.
It is. It's extremely scary. But the most important thing that I feel is erasing the ignorance with education. There is ignorance across the country regarding hemp and medical marijuana, both products of cannabis. We need to educate the country about cannabis, what it is, what it isn't. And that's what I've actually stopped at Denver to do, is to gather more educational material so I can spread it across the country.
Awesome.
I'm looking for anybody with supplies, back supplies of magazines with information, that kind of thing, to donate it towards going across. I will be coming back from Overgrow after the event on 420, and I will still be spreading the news, because that's what I've been doing for the last 18 months.
And you're picking people up along the way. You're looking, you know, for some donations, which is reasonable.
Gas prices are what they are.
I mean, I drive up here for a show once a week, and I spend $50 a week in gas.
I mean,
so I feel you.
Personally, I have sacrificed even having a personal residence at this time. I use all of my funds to educate.
Nice.
Everything that I have goes towards my mission. Once I saw cannabis cure cancer, once I saw my own health after spending 7 years on fentanyl, 7 years on about between 12 and 19 different prescription medications. I no longer take any prescription drugs. I am healthier than I have been in at least 15 years.
Well, I always like to do this because it's who I am. You just said cannabis cures cancer, and we repeat this time and time again on the show. You know, we push a foundation that gets oil to people that cures
Fantastic.
cancer. You know, the Phoenix Tears oil. It's a very concentrated oil. It takes a lot of product. For the viewers in our prohibitionist states, this is what oil looks like.
That's magic right there.
I'm actually using it for severe pain, for chronic pain. It's helped me to go down to next to nothing on my pharmaceuticals.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I've been on it now for 2 weeks. I'm very lucky to get it. It's not easy to come by.
Yeah.
What we're doing here in Colorado is we're trying to bring dispensaries on board with the Realm of Caring, which is a foundation that some friends of mine started. And, you know, I would like to see that. I said this the other night. I'd like to see it across the country.
Oh, definitely.
You know,
it
we've
needs
got
to be across the country.
Well, we've got the science. We've got more and more doctors, Dr. Shackelford, you know, Dr. Bob studying it.
Right.
And the results are good. And it's time for science and the medical community to wake up to this. And you know, if nothing else, in the states where, you know, it takes time to get a law on the books, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
What we need to do, in my opinion, immediately is enact a compassion in our lawmakers, in our prosecutors, in our police, not to arrest patients.
Right.
You know, until we can get laws on the books that coincide with facts and science, we need to be getting oil to cancer patients.
Right.
I this morning got some sad news that we lost a guy in the Springs, you know, even here in a medical state. He passed away this morning at about 2:30, 4 years younger than me, so that makes him in his early 30s with children. You know, he got tears, but he got tears late.
Right.
And you know, in my mind, it's an atrocity that we can't give these people a chance at life.
It is.
Why are we pumping deadly, poisonous pharmaceuticals into people who are already dying and depriving them of a plant that could be plentiful and can cure their cancer?
Well, and there's also the situation in my own state where I sat there and watched a patient with stage 4 kidney cancer go without his meds because he couldn't afford to pay his co-op. And to me, excuse me there's supposed to be a cooperative here. And no cancer patient should have to pay for meds, in my opinion.
Well, I went
that's
as
just
far.
my opinion.
I went as far as to call out dispensaries on our last show. I think with the Realm of Caring starting up, it's gonna show me where I'm gonna shop.
Right. Exactly.
The dispensaries who they're all making money. Yes, they're all paying a lot of fees right now in Colorado. That's
in taxes.
That's part of business.
As far as I understand. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I understand, and I don't agree with the fees they're paying. I think they're ridiculous. I think they should be the same as any other business fee. But
we got to start somewhere.
It's a gray business.
Yeah.
You have to roll with the punches if you decide to get into this business. That being said, you know, as I said the other night, a lot of places don't make hash and they throw their sweet leaf away. I mean, you're throwing away stuff
That's
that
medicine.
can
Cure
exactly
cancer. You
that
don't
can
throw away
save
something
people's
that can
lives.
save somebody's life.
The way I
this
see
is life
it
and death.
now, here we have the opportunity. Every dispensary owner in the state has the opportunity to save people's lives.
Oh yeah.
In good conscience, how can you not donate a little bit of trim to the Realm and what they're doing? To get a vial like I just showed you, one of those full is like $600. Cancer
Lord.
patients can't afford that.
No, they've got enough expenses on their plate and enough overwhelming expenses on their plate.
We're getting it to them for under 10 cents a vial.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Absolutely.
Oh my God,
and
that
you
is
know,
fantastic.
I talked on the last show, we're running long here, but I talked on the last show, you know, we're trying everything we can. We've got my friend Travis, who organizes a 420 event down in the Springs, offered just to donate 2 lifetime supplies of oil
Wow.
to cancer patients.
That's fantastic.
Another one of our sponsors, Green Monster Glass, and Weed Pimps they're actually their blower is in the process of making a really cool bong. I'll show you some photos of the pieces they have done. And they're going to donate all the proceeds from the raffle to the Realm.
So now, if
the more we
somebody
can bring in, the better.
If somebody's interested in starting a program like this in a different state and wants to talk to the people who are doing this, who do they contact?
Contact me, stickman200210 at gmail.com, and what I can do is I can get them in touch with the Realm and the Stanley Brothers, and we can go from there.
Because we need to start this in every medical state.
We had a gentleman in yesterday who has a really maybe relative or really close friend of the family who she is a stage 3 breast cancer patient. And again, she's having trouble finding tears here. And I sent a text message, and within 2 minutes got a response back, and they're going to call her today and get her oil.
Fantastic.
So
that
that's
is
the
fantastic.
path. You know, we need to just spread this word across the nation. You know, Overgrow is, as you know, the drug policy as a whole is a failure. And our premise is to reform in the current drug policy and reform it. In the drug war, you know, to put it simply. Drug abuse is a health issue. It always has been. To treat it as a criminal issue is not only ridiculous, it's insane.
Well, with Overgrow, aren't we also looking at the health of our world with hemp?
Absolutely. Well, and that's what I'm saying is there's many angles to Overgrow. You know, industrial hemp is really my main cause. I know it's hard to tell that, but I really am a hippie who likes to hug trees and save the planet.
And I just wanted to hear you talk about it because I enjoy it.
The patient part of it for me has come into focus because it's really such a hot button issue now across the nation. And, you know, while we do cover the whole drug war as Overgrow, we've really tried to focus on things like, you know, helping cancer patients live. And cannabis, you know, is the first step to ending a failed war, you know. So I think us together and everyone out there, everyone listening, everyone is part of Overgrow. You know, education and unity are the keys. I commend you on making the trip cross country. I hope that you, by the time you get to D.C., that you're driving a Greyhound bus full of people.
We'll have a nice little convoy going on.
Nice. And I just want to shout out a couple of things while we're talking about D.C. You can also visit any of our pages, any of the Overgrow pages. Overgrowthegovernment.org is almost built. Our Facebook event page is the best way to get info. We haven't done the best at keeping everything up. It's juggling many things at once.
I'll help where I can.
There's a hotel on there. You can call and book your room. You get a discount. DC's very expensive with hotels. This one's $70 a night. Not bad.
And we will be also, with the trip that I've got set up, we will be setting up some safe houses that have floors and couches and such in the greater D.C. area for people.
Right on.
So that there are other alternatives.
And we're going to have, we're still looking for volunteers. So again, the email for me personally is stickman200210 at gmail.com. Please get a hold of me. Or hit Maggie up on Facebook. Do you want to give some info?
Sure. My Facebook, my public page right now is Gma Maggic 420, Gma Maggic 420, Gma Maggic 420. And that's also my email. You put those all together and say @gmail.com.
Nice.
Gma Maggic 420.
Nice. All right. Yeah, we're going to be in D.C. next week, April 20th at 10 a.m. at the Sylvan Theater. We're going to be there. Our co-sponsor is Art Under Pressure out of D.C. We've got a ton of great acts. Our poster will be up today on our Facebook event page with a list of some speakers and some music. So make sure to check that out on Facebook, and make sure you join us in D.C. We need everybody to join us and stand up and tell the feds to go to hell. I mean, let's put it bluntly, guys. This war it has to end right now. The idiocy, the hypocrisy of it. I mean, come on, guys. You go home and drink beer at night. Let us have our cannabis.
I say that we end this war with love and light. Love and enlightenment. Enlightenment of knowledge.
Education is
education
key.
Everywhere.
And as I said last week, I not only do what I do for me and my family and friends, I do it for the feds, and I do it for people who hate us, because someday they, God forbid, or their loved ones may need this oil. They may need cannabis to better the quality of their life. So I don't normally do this. I'm usually really against having anything in view or medicating during my show. But we're heading to D.C. next week, and I can't medicate there. And I just wanted to give a shout out to the feds and end our little conversation here with some bull hits, and prove to them that it doesn't turn you into an axe murderer like on the movie Reefer Madness. So I hope everybody can join me right now, and you should have a bull packed anyway if you're watching our stuff. And peace. We love you.
Love and light.
Hi, Josh Stanley here from National Geographic's American Weed. I'm here with my brothers, and we've just recently put together a foundation in Colorado to allow for cancer patients and other patients of debilitating conditions to be able to get a hold of cannabis-based oil that's just about free of charge. I've just about had it with seeing sick patients suffer needlessly just because they can't afford the proper medication. That's what the Realm of Caring is going to change. Visit therealmofcaring.com. The website will be complete and up on 4/20 of 2012. But until then, please contact any of us Stanley brothers directly through email. You can get us at gratefuljosh@hotmail.com. Now come on, Colorado. We need to take care of each other. Join the Realm. That's realmofcaring.com. Thank you so much.